a lot of things come from connections.
Mhm.
You can grind all day long, and somebody else could just not even be as smart as you,
Mhm.
not even be as logical as you, not
Mhm.
even thinking about half the things that you're thinking about. And they will get into rooms that you not, because they have the emotional intelligence to know that how you move around and navigate is through connections with people.
Mhm.
And I think that that's something to reverence too. It's good to have a good balance of the logic and the feelings and put it all together.
That's right. And if you don't get into those same rooms, like, you have to take and own that accountability as to why.
Yeah.
Where did I fall short? Or, what didn't I unpack? Or what did I stow away and not want to unpack because it felt like it was hard? Hey, everybody. Welcome to another installment of Navigating the Lanes, where I am your co-host, Mr. Lane, and I am joined here by the lovely, might I say, lovely Mrs. Lane. How are you today, baby?
What's going on, baby? I'm doing fine. How's everybody out there? Did y'all miss us?
I hope you did. But
Y'all
we
ain't
back.
miss us, did you?
I don't know. They probably didn't. I don't know. I ain't seen much popping off in them socials. I don't know if they missed us or not, but they definitely knew we weren't around.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What did we do? Why weren't we here 2 weeks ago, baby?
Well, we celebrated our 7-year wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
If I knew how to throw some claps in here, I'd throw the claps in there. But okay. Yeah, clap, 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 clap. All that good stuff. So yeah, we went and had a good time.
Yes.
And celebrated our nuptials. And just blessed to be here with my lovely lady once again.
That's right. 7 years.
Yeah.
They say in the word that 7 is a number of completion. We want to keep on going and keep on climbing. So we appreciate y'all for being patient with us as we back. But we got some fire today. Tell them, baby. Tell them.
All right. Well, in 7 years of marriage, or any amount of years of marriage, today's topic goes hand in hand, because in order for you to be able to make it, one of the pieces to be able to make it that long is accountability.
Woo. Say that again for the folks in the back like me.
Yeah, because you be back there, baby. Oh, man. Accountability. Own it. Embracing accountability. That can be in relationship. They can be in work. That can be in just social relationships, life, or you're just yourself, accepting that you may not have it all together, and knowing when to accept it for yourself. Me personally, I don't feel like I've had a hard time with accountability, but I am human, and sometimes I don't like to hold myself accountable for some things. But it is growth provoking if you do
Yes, it is.
have accountability and have some integrity that goes along with that, in order to be able to be the person that you want to be.
That's right.
But without further ado, I know y'all to get tired of hearing me.
No, I like to hear your voice, baby.
Well, that's you, baby. I don't know about them.
Oh, God.
But, I want to ask Mrs. Lane, what's her version of accountability and how does she deal with it? Because she makes it look easy. I'm going to tell you right now, she makes it look good. So much so to where it makes me want to be like, I might need to check myself a few times, So, Mrs. Lane, how do you go about owning it?
Listen, so it is not easy, first and foremost. I appreciate the compliment, baby, but I tell you, it is not easy, because sometimes, y'all had to forgive me, it's a little warm. Sometimes,
because she's next to me.
Oh, God. Here it goes. Sometimes it's so difficult to own it, because we like to think that because we're good people, and I'm thinking of myself. I can't tell you how many times I've said, "Oh, I'm a good person," but good people still make mistakes, right? And good people still mess up, and good people still have bad days.
That's right.
So when thinking of that, I have to check myself at times, because just because I consider myself to be ethical and moral human being, that doesn't mean that I don't get it wrong sometimes. And in my growth journey, I had to clap on that.
Not the
because
clap claps.
The clap, because this is serious. In my growth journey, I've had to realize that sometimes I was in the wrong. And it has really manifested. Those of you that are watching, you may be single, you may be in a situationship, you may be married, you may be separated, whatever. You may just be playing the field. Do what you do.
Yeah.
But accountability will rear its not ugly head, but it's going to rear its head at every facet of your life, right? So I gotta show something, y'all. I gotta unlock my phone real quick. I'm being transparent.
Come on.
Taking accountability because my phone locks up, but here you go.
Here it is.
I want to share something with you all that I found about the definition, kind of a different definition of accountability, and then some examples, right?
Okay.
So
what you got for the people?
I got it right here, baby. Now, if I can just read. So accountability is the responsibility of an individual or organization. So mind you, we're talking about personal as well as professional, to answer for its activities. It involves accepting the consequences, both positive and negative, and one's actions. I'm going to say that again. Accepting the consequences, both positive and negative, of one's actions.
That's right.
Then it goes on to say, this principle ensures transparency and honesty in various processes and decisions. It is a cornerstone of trust in both personal and professional relationships, right? So an example, and I'll tell you where I got all this from, so if you wanted to look it up too.
Yeah.
An example is admitting your mistakes. We all make mistakes. Just said that, right?
Hold on, baby. Some of us don't like to admit when we're wrong.
Oh, yeah, I used to be one of those. I'll be honest. Like, we navigating the lanes, we being transparent.
Yeah.
That was one of the things I had to learn in marriage, but we keep that.
Okay.
Because we're going to come back to that.
I'll hold it.
So instead of deflecting blame or making excuses, an accountable person owns up to their errors and they seek to make amends. Glory to God. Let me say that last part again.
Come around again. Spin the block one more time.
An accountable person owns up to their errors and seeks to make amends.
So you have to consciously want to make amends.
Woo, you got to know.
Okay.
You got to consciously know, and you got to give a damn. I normally don't say bad words on the line, but you have to give a damn.
That what she said.
I did.
And meant it with her chest.
I meant it. You have to. And to make amends. Okay. And then you seek feedback, right? So what does it say? Proactively asking for feedback on performance and genuinely being open to making improvements based on that feedback. Now, that definition is probably a little bit more geared to work. However, if you talk to some of the people closest to you, they'll really let you know about yourself. If they feel safe, they're going to let you know, well, some days you just hard to deal with. My husband's had that conversation with me. Some days, baby, you just hard to deal with.
And she's had it with me as well.
Yeah.
And I had to sit in that and take that accountability that, hey, maybe I'm just not the nicest guy daily, and not all of us are going to be nice or kind. There we go. Kind. Because we all go through stuff. Life be lifing.
Yes.
So
tell them.
But you also have to have that mindset that, okay, life is lifing. I may not be treating my spouse, my significant other, my whoever, my cuddy buddy. We may not be on the same page that day. And I have to take the accountability to be like, hey, you know what? My bad. I know I probably could have been nicer. I probably could have said that differently. I could have checked myself before it went south. Because sometimes you don't get the chance to pedal back.
No.
Sometimes once it's said, it's said.
The damage is done.
And then you just have to take the accountability of your part in the situation. So, yeah, I like where you're going with that, Mrs. Lane.
Well, I got to ask you something to kick it back over to you, because with saying all of that and owning it, right? That's what we're talking about, is owning it. So part of accountability, or all of accountability, and what I have learned in my healing journey, is that I can't make somebody be accountable.
Right.
I can't make anybody, but you know who I can? I got control of me, right?
That's right.
I got control of me. I got control of my emotions.
Mhm.
I have control over my whole essence.
Yes.
And I have control. I can ask God to help me with the things that I'm struggling with. And I'll be honest with you, this is a hard one for me, Mr. Lane.
Yeah.
And our Navigating the Lanes family. I'm gonna be honest, because y'all gonna learn a lot about us
Yeah.
through these. And
Yeah.
we hope that it can bless somebody else. But this is hard, because just like I said before, just because you're a good person doesn't mean that you don't mess up.
Mm.
But sometimes you can be the best person to people and they will do you wrong. And what do you do when they don't take accountability? So I'm going to kick that over to you, because everybody knows I'm the person that is in touch with my emotions. I'm the more sensitive one out of the both of us in this marriage.
Yes.
My husband, I'm not saying he's devoid of emotions, but everybody knows me, they know that I'm the one that's going to be the one that's going to cry at the drop of a hat
Right.
if something touches my spirit,
Yeah.
something touches my heart. Mr. Lane here, though, I want to hear what he has to think. Like, what do we do when we're along on this healing journey? Because we hope that you all that are watching us are getting just a little something. We're not experts on anything. We're just a young married couple that's just trying to figure it out.
Yes.
We have no blueprint.
No.
We have no blueprint. And it's by God's grace.
Absolutely. We are not licensed to tell you how to live your life.
That's right.
But we are here to share our experiences with you.
That's right. And for 7 years, we've been making it. Part of it is because, like I said, we like each other.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he can get on my everlasting nerves.
Yes, Lord.
But I love him and I like him. I like him as a person. This is a cool dude. Yeah, he's a cool dude.
I am.
He didn't let me say it before he said it. But he's a cool dude.
I have to take accountability that I didn't know her to say it.
He's a cool dude. But what do when you have been hurt and you have done everything that you can do? And like Bam say, you can't do no more because you done all you can do.
That's right.
What do you do?
Oh, my word. You're gonna have some people that are like Mrs. Lane here, and Mrs. Lane will give you chances. She'll give you some chances.
I will.
But she has boundaries with her chances. And those chances aren't unlimited. Me, on the other hand, it's hard for me because I'm the type to where I give myself to you up front. And so if you do me dirty and then you can't own your accountability in whatever the demise of the relationship or the situation or whatever it was, then that just means that I can't, we just can't be in that same arena together. Because I'm the type to where I'm not going to give you my tail to kiss, you know.
You want to say tail either.
I didn't. I'm not going to do that. You know, especially if I feel like I'm rocking with you. I feel like we are vibing. We don't even have to be best friends day ones or whatever. It's just, you have to own it. Own that you made somebody feel a certain kind of way, or own that you might not have been there for that person when they needed you, and you know that they needed you, and just be accountable for your actions.
But when we have been doing the growing that we have been doing, and my husband and myself, we're at different portions of our healing journey. So
yes,
there's some instances where Edwin will tell you I am ahead of him. He'll tell you I'm light years ahead of him.
Yes.
And there are areas where he's light years ahead of me. I like to use a space reference because my husband is a nerd. He's a geek. He loves space. So
I do. We out there.
But there's instances where we are both on different sectors of our healing journey. And so what you just said, baby, is that let me see if I can unpack it with what you're saying. It's like you give yourself away.
Yeah. Karaoke hour. We here.
But I'm just saying, so you give yourself up front, and you're a genuine person. you're a trustworthy person, and you're a ride or die, really.
Yes.
So with that being said, when somebody crosses you, that's pretty much it. Like, you give them a chance to own it, right?
Yeah.
To be accountable for what they have done.
Yeah.
But when they don't do that, how does that affect you?
That just lets me know that I need to go on about my business.
No hard feelings?
No hard feelings. Because obviously you felt some type of way when you did it to me. So if you can live with it, I can live without it.
Ooh, say that again?
For the people in the back.
Yeah.
If you can live with it, I can live without it.
I feel you on that, because also within our healing journey, like I tell you, me and my husband have a lot of animated and like fun conversations. I tell you, we be having a blast over here. We have a blast.
Very intriguing.
Yes, it really is. And what I told him is that sometimes it takes a while to realize, like, when you are a blessing with a capital B, right?
Capital B.
A blessing with a capital B. And when you have people, like I said, the last one we went in, when you have people like us and your blessings with a capital B, people are going to miss you when you're not around. They may talk about you.
Yeah.
They may say all types of things about you. They might feel some type of way. But when you know that you've been great and a good person, you make some mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, but you have good intentions in your heart, and your heart is pure.
Yes.
You may mess up,
yes,
but you don't have evil lurking in your heart. Because there's some people around here that have evil lurking in their heart. No judgment. I say prayers for anybody that feels like they surrounded by people like that, because it can drain the life out of you. It can drain your joy. It could drain pretty much everything out of you. But once you realize your value and you own that you're not going to let anybody take advantage of you, and they have a choice. Everybody has a choice.
Yeah.
They can be accountable and say, you know what, Ellen, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Or, you know what, Brittany, I'm sorry. That's all it takes. And then you can start to rebuild. And you know what? I can say, you know what? I'm sorry.
And even if you don't know how to say I'm sorry, my bad will work. My fault. You know,
I didn't realize.
I didn't really, you know, any type of phrase of reconciliation will be just fine. It just depends.
Or,
you know,
not necessarily reconciliation, because you can forgive people and not allow them back into that same space in your life.
That's real.
So when you own it, when you take accountability, and if you really double cross somebody, that's all of us. Nobody has been without spot or blemish. But when you have really double crossed somebody and you ask for, you're being accountable, and you take that additional step, and you're like, you know what? I apologize from the bottom of my heart. And if you cut them real deep, they may say, I can't accept it right now.
That's real. That's real.
Or they can accept it, right? And they can say, but you'll never be that close to me again.
Absolutely.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong, because sometimes people will do things that are almost unforgivable. And there's a lot of things that, I will be honest with you, that God is working and dealing with me right now with. And unforgiveness is one of them. And like I told you, you know, I got to own that. That's me taking accountability of, I don't always have the most forgiving heart. I really don't. And I know people will watch this and be like, Brittany, I'm being real with y'all.
We're navigating the lanes.
We are navigating the lanes of this, because when you have been good for so long, and then sometimes people will double cross you, and it'll be the people you never thought that would have done it to you. They will double cross you so bad, and it will hurt you to your core. And you got to navigate that. I got to navigate that. Let me not say you. That's deflecting. I got to navigate that. And so I'm comfortable with saying that, and with going out on a limb and saying, like, hey, I got to take accountability that I have unforgiveness, but I'm working on it, right? I'm working on it. That's the thing, because I don't want an unforgiving heart to keep me out of heaven whenever God decides to take me. Hopefully no time soon.
Mm-hmm.
But if it is, I don't want to get denied from the pearly gates because somebody else failed to take accountability for how they treated me.
That's right.
And I allowed unforgiveness to come into my heart. So how do you feel about that? Like, because it really seems like it's just so easy for you,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Lane. And I want to challenge you because you have people that have been very close to you.
Mm-hmm.
And you have people that have crossed you the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is not like we're talking about a stranger, right?
Right.
Somebody could cut you off in traffic and say, oh, well, whatever.
I don't know about you, but I don't like that.
Again, yeah. We ain't gonna get into that. You gotta own that you have road rage. So, but it's not like something as simple as cutting you off in traffic.
Yeah.
It's something like, man, I trusted you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what, I was telling you about, Edwin, a while ago. We have this thing at work, and I did it with all of my staff members, and they were called the real deal cards. And you can do this with your personal life as well as your professional life.
Yeah.
My husband and I did them.
Yeah, we did.
And after being together at that time, it was 6 years. We did about a year ago.
Right.
And we learned so much about each other, the things that really matter to us. And so I did it with my staffs in 2 different places one day. And it really helped me to connect with them. And it helped me to connect with myself because guess what my deal breaker was?
What's that, baby?
In both life and professional, it's trust.
Trust.
I cannot operate in a professional environment if I feel like the management does not trust me and my abilities and what I'm able to do, or if my staff does not trust me, because that's how I live my life.
Yeah.
I want people to follow me in the professional development world and know that I'm not going to lead them down. And if we go down the wrong path, that's where accountability comes in. Is that I'm the team lead.
Yes.
I'm the team lead. I'm the person that led us to the left when we should have been going to the right. I take accountability for that. And that's what's missing in a lot of professional environments. And that's what's missing in a lot of families. Boom, I said it.
Boom
So
goes
what?
the dynamite.
So what? Get mad, get glad, talk about it, talk about me.
Well,
that's what's missing in a lot of our professional development areas. And that's what's missing in a lot of our familial relationships.
Yes.
Nobody takes accountability. Yes. Nobody says, I'm sorry for what I did. I'm sorry. They just act like, cover it up and act like nothing happened.
Yes. Most of the time, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why we're going to break these generational curses.
We have to.
We talking over here.
We have to, because if not, it just becomes generational and is going to continue to go on and on and on and on. But I want to go back to what you said. I believe you were going to ask me, how is it that I make it look so easy?
Oh, yes. Thank you for getting me back on track.
Yeah, no problem.
Yes,
no problem.
yes. How do you make it look so easy?
Well, it's not. It's not, because even though I say, if you can live with it, I can live without it. It depends on how deep in the game we were. You'll still have that residual feeling of, damn, they really did that to me. I'm like, damn, like I really was there for them. Like what did I do to make them do that to me? Well, you have to have that accountability and own it of like, was this person really here for me? Like, were they really trying to be down with the movement that I was on, or did they was just kind of sticking around by the coattail? But for myself, accountability and trust and loyalty are big ones for me.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you're not loyal, then you can't be trustworthy. And if you're not trustworthy, then obviously you're not going to be accountable for anything that happens within the relationship, the friendship, the whatever. So I guess that's what makes it easier for me to kind of be like, okay, well, it is what it is.
Right.
Because they didn't check those boxes. Now, because I feel like I give myself up front, once I call you a friend, my wife, my homeboy, homegirl, whatever.
That's right. You only got one wife, though.
Well, that's real. once I slap that label on you, and you in the family, like you in my fold. And so it does kind of hurt a little worse when things like that do happen, but I fall back on that. I was real up front. So if they couldn't handle my realness, then there was no need for us to even be dwelling in the same areas anyway.
Well, and I appreciate like hearing your perspective, because we talked about this an episode or two before. Like Edwin thinks completely different than I do. And that's been something that we've navigated in our marriage, is because sometimes my husband is very logical.
Yes.
And when if it's anything to deal with feelings, anything to deal with emotions, he struggles with that.
My accountability is that I do not deal well with emotions and stuff like that. And
look at who he married.
I know, right? The emotional queen.
Oh,
and I don't mean that in a bad way, but she's very in tune, and she's educated in how she feels, and she knows how she feels, and she can tell you how she feels without blinking an eye.
Yeah.
Me, on the other hand, I want to, like some men or most men, I want to get down to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
I just want to get to the nitty gritty. I'm not trying to sit and talk about feelings. I'm not trying to do none of that, but I have to be accountable as to why. Why don't I want to do that? Well, sometimes emotions and getting to the nitty gritty, being accountable just as a whole can be difficult.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times being accountable means you have to unpack things that you done stowed away in the back of your mind.
Say so.
And didn't never want to come back and open up again.
Say so.
So for me, I think that might be part of it. That's just something I don't want to think about. And like she said, I'm very logical. And I'm a Capricorn. So if it don't make money, it don't make sense.
Oh my gosh.
That's where we at. Talking about my feelings ain't gonna put no money in none of these direct deposits. So I'm trying to get to that. But my wife is like, hey, you need to slow down and think about this, that, and that, and this. And I'm like, you're right.
Well, because logic is only going to take you so far. And I know people are going to look at this and what you talking about? Yeah, I'm not saying to not have common sense. I'm not saying to go out and do just reckless things, but logic is only going to take you so far. You have to be emotionally in tune with yourself. And a lot of things come from connections. You can grind all day long, and somebody else could just not even be as smart as you, not even be as logical as you, not even thinking about half the things that you're thinking about. And they will get into rooms that you not, because they have the emotional intelligence to know that how you move around and navigate is through connections with people. And I think that that's something to reverence too. It's good to have a good balance of the logic and the feelings and put it all together.
That's right. And if you don't get into those same rooms, like, you have to take and own that accountability as to why.
Yeah.
Where did I fall short? Or, what didn't I unpack? Or what did I stow away and not want to unpack because it felt like it was hard? Or it felt like it was going to be troubling, or it felt like it was going to take too much of the time that you had to do something else to work through. So you have to be accountable for those situations.
I feel you on that. And like we said, the accountability starts at home, right? So we were trying to be careful, because we know that everybody has been through something. Everybody at some point in time in their life, if you live long enough, you're going to be betrayed by somebody that you trusted, that you loved. And you're going to be, but it's not always somebody betraying you. Sometimes you're going to be the one that betrays somebody else. And that's hard to sit in, is to know that I, as Brittany, have not always made the best decisions. I have not always treated people as good as I could have. I own that. And when you own and take accountability of some of the things that you haven't done, that's when you start to blossom. That's when you start to grow. That's when your mind is like, wait a minute. Like, it's been blown, because where is this coming from? It's like rebirthing of yourself. Like, I've been on this healing journey for Whew, how many years now? Maybe a couple years. I can honestly say I've actively been doing my work for probably 2 years. Yeah, 2 years, maybe 3. I was kind of dibble dabbling. But at least for the past 2 years. And I've had opportunities to go and work different places in the world and to go and get away and figure out like there's nobody to depend on but yourself.
That's right.
And God.
That's right.
First and foremost, because that's who I believe in, God. And so there's nobody but, it was nobody at times but me and God. And so you have to navigate, and I had to navigate through those different waters and things like that. And when God will put you in some situations where literally everything will fall apart, but it's a part of his plan.
A lot of times things fall apart right before he gets ready to uplift you out of that situation.
Yes.
We ain't trying to go to church right now. And hold
Preach.
on, baby. Speaking of depending, listen, y'all, we depend on y'all to grow. So make sure you like, share, subscribe.
Yes.
We done been on here for a few minutes, so
yes.
I just want to throw that in there.
Thank you.
Hit
Thank you for doing
hit
that.
Don't cost you a thing to hit the button.
It don't cost you a thing to share. Share it on your page.
Share.
Please
share.
do. We need that. We want that.
Yeah.
Yes. But go ahead, baby.
But I'm sorry.
Where were you going?
I don't know where I was going with that one.
Oh, well, you.
Yeah, I just want to throw in the little like, share, subscribe. It's the real. We hear y'all.
That's it. So, in conclusion, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have some homework, right? And we would love, for those of you who make it to the end of the video,
yes,
we would love for you to share 3 things that you took from the video that you think that could help you in your life, and it might be something special in it for you.
It could be
the first person to do that.
The first one to add the comment of how. Give it to us again, baby. I'm sorry.
To add like 3 different things that you took away from this particular podcast episode, right? And let us know your thoughts and send it to us on our Facebook?
Shoot, we on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Follow us on TikTok. We just started that thing up. Anywhere that we are, put it there because we looking.
Yes.
And as soon as we see it, we're going to jot you down, and it may be a little something in there for you. Huh?
Yes. We appreciate the continued support.
Absolutely.
And like my husband said before, we are not any type of licensed counselors. We just baby, we can't even say we young now. Can we?
We uncle and auntie now.
Oh, no. We too youngish.
We grown.
Yeah, youngish people that are just trying to heal and are just trying to break some generational curses and are just trying to be the best versions of ourselves. And we know that we have a whole community of you all. So when you watch this, like my husband said, like, share, subscribe, send it to a friend. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
To tell another friend.
That we're back.
We in the building.
Tell them. Because we know that we are not the only 2 that's out here trying to break these generational curses.
Not at all.
And trying to be better than we were before. And so a part of that is having accountability and owning it.
Just own it.
That's all I got.
Just own it, y'all. Well, listen. Like, share, subscribe once again. We really appreciate you pulling up on whatever social site you happen to see this on. But once again, we just want to drop that little ember into your pouch and let you carry that thing around with you. Lastly, I'm not Mrs. Lane.
Oh, no.
This is Mrs. Lane. And I'm Mr. Lane. And we appreciate y'all and see you next time.
What does Blue Ivy do? Like, what's that?
The heart thing?
Oh, yeah.
Mine is a circle. So
but we love you.
We're going to shut the news. Just leave it like that.
Peace out, y'all.
All right now.